This is about to be the most unhinged video ever.
I'm never doing this again.
Hopefully I survive. Hopefully you hear from me again.
Bloody hell, this is gonna be a long one.
And then I panicked that I was actually gonna die.
Good afternoon, beautiful. It is a lovely day, and it's an especially lovely day because I'm completely over the 24-hour video that you're about to watch. I had an interesting time. I wouldn't say it was wonderful. Not sure I'll be doing it again, but we'll see how much you enjoy it, and if you really want me to put myself through that again, then let me know in the comments or something, I guess. But also don't do that because I don't think I would survive it. So very quickly, because I know that this video is very long, I want you to go and get a snack and something to drink or a meal while I explain to you what's going to go down very, very concisely. I have a timer on my phone, which is over there somewhere, and I can't bother to get it. It starts at 0 and it goes up to 24 hours. I pause it every single time I need to talk to you guys, need to get some food, need to do anything, have a nap, which I unfortunately did accidentally and a bit on purpose. And then I restart it every time I start reading, so that hopefully I would be able to read for every second of those 24 hours. I do not stop this video until I get to those 24 hours. And let me tell you, it does not come easy. It may have been exhausting for me, but I'm hoping that it'll be quite entertaining. I got terrified that there were alien children at the door, ghosts in the kitchen. The government was watching me on my phone at one point, and you will get to see all of that in the next hour or so. So enjoy your food, your alcoholic beverage if you would prefer, as long as you know you're old enough, and settle in while you watch me suffer. Enjoy.
It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Oh, I'm such a state. Why is it so bright at this time of the morning? That was beautiful. Can you see what I do for you? Look at my eyes, I look like an anime character. That's so funny. Alright, now that I'm up, I don't get to sleep for another 24 hours plus. Let's make me look a bit more presentable. Hay fever sucks. I'm like allergic to the sky for half the year. Okay, I'm gonna have to like speed run the makeup. I just hope that my hay fever will die down, because if it gets any worse, I may have to quit, and I don't want to do that. At the best of times, when I am tired, I start to not make sense. So this should be fun. You got such a fun angle there. I don't know why I chose that one. So basically, I know I kind of told you the plan in the future, for me, in my future and your past. But I've also written out like some ideas for books, and the best time I think it would be to read them. So like if it's a big book, one that I would probably read when I'm not tired, and then an easier read for when I'm falling asleep or when I need a break from reading bigger ones. My contour looks crazy right now, like an arcane character. Ooh! Everything hurts. Yesterday I went to a fun fair, and it was fun. And then I went to see a spooky clown film.
Call 911!
Where's the button, Jen? What is this? What
kind of phone is this?
Which was hilarious and a lot better than I expected it to be, which is always a bonus. This is so hard with a splint. I am not looking forward to doing my eyeliner. Everything is telling me not to do a video today. I've got hay fever, got a massive fucking thumb. I wanted it to be a nice day so that I could sit outside and read. And it's raining. I look crazy right now. This is the worst way to put on mascara. What? If I look anything less than a clown when I'm done with this, I will be surprised. Now, we all know how difficult I find not getting distracted and how slowly I read, and so this feels like a great challenge. How could it possibly go wrong? Look, as long as I don't read like a really sad book and start like breaking down, we should be fine. I don't even know why I do my eyebrows, they're so dark to start with. Now it's time for the pièce de résistance. Wow. Sorry, French people. I'm gonna do this. Aha, there's a line. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. What the hell? If this looks anyway half decent, I'll be proud of myself. You try doing eyeliner without a thumb. Okay, now no one say anything while I get the other one done. Please be even. And if it's not even, don't you say a word. It's not even. I would have thought this side would be easier. Oh my gosh, that is absolutely hideous. It's fine, we'll cover that side with my hair. If you want to do your makeup like me, use the same shade of eyeshadow for absolutely everything. Contour, eyeshadow, lipstick. You name it, eyeshadow will fix it. Now she's got the face on. Guys, I'm gonna fall back to sleep. I hate the morning. This is why I decided to start so early, because I thought if I'm doing 24 hours, my best bet to stay awake is to make sure that it's mostly overnight. Let's choose our first book. Let me take you over to the only place that I really have any books that aren't just like on the floor, because there are so many and I don't really have any space to actually like stack books. So please do not hate me. I need a library to hold all of my books. Oh, this is gonna hurt some of you. Alright, here's the tiniest selection of my books. Well, I feel like I need a short one to like start me off. So that kind of means those ones in the middle. I think I'm gonna do If Cats Disappeared from the World. I don't know if you know this, but you were with me when I first got this book.
I'm gonna have to stop now.
And that was about a year ago. But I still haven't read this book since the massive haul that I did. I think it was about January last year. And that was one of my first videos. This is definitely not an anniversary of the channel. I think I started it probably like November the year before. Oh my gosh, I'm getting old. So the blurb of this book says, "What would you sacrifice for an extra day of life?" The devil picked that moment to announce in his usual cheerful manner the next time he'd make it disappear. I couldn't think about him anymore, so I just said yes, just like that. At that point, the thought that it could happen to my cat Cabbage had never crossed my mind, ... I think this is a little bit philosophical, this book, and I got it at the same time as I got the coffee shop book, which I think is a little bit similar and published by the same publishing house, so it kind of gave me the same vibe. I'm gonna sneeze. That is not the first time I will be doing that today. Oh, I mean, wait, no, it is. It's not the last. Huh? Why did I do that? Like Wallace and Gromit. I made this splint, quick story time, because I want to start the timer. I hurt my thumb on a Dodgems, which I was actually driving very well, thank you very much. But someone crashed into me as I was trying to move and my thumb went into the seat. This is a Christmas card rolled up to use as the stints, is that what they're called? Wrapped it in climbing tape and used loo roll as a bandage. And this is what came of a decade of Girl Guides. Okay, right. It is a dreary day today, but let's make it a bit more fun. It is 5:58. Why did it take me an hour to get ready? I don't know. Mostly because I was like rolling around trying to open my eyes. In 2 minutes, Simon Newton, 5:59. Ooh. All this is riveting content. Oh, I missed that. It's 6. It has begun. If cats disappeared from the world. This is already so hard and all I've done is read the title. Okay, bye, I'll see you in a bit. .40 and 36 pages in. The sun is up. Ooh, that looks kind of pretty. Ooh. So far this book is very existential. I'm not really sure why I chose this for a book to wake up with, but it's working. I am waking up. Ugh, I'm also deaf. I look so poorly. I'm feeling fine, I just... hay fever, you know. Hopefully it'll die down. Anyway, back to reading. Hour number 1 is done. I've read 48 pages. So far it's very interesting. Basically, ooh, the sun's coming out. The devil offers to give the main character an extra day of life for... Oh, they're about to die. They can exchange an extra day of life for getting rid of something from the earth. So day 1 is getting rid of mobile phones. If phones disappeared from the earth, from the world. I'm still so tired. Ooh, the sun's so... I'm not normally up to see the sun. This is quite nice. On to hour 2. This is pretty heavy for like so early in the morning. Love has to end, that's all, and even though everyone knows it, they still fall in love. I guess it's the same with life. We all know it has to end someday, but even so, we act as if we're going to live forever. Like love, life is beautiful because it has to end. It's too early for this. He's wandering around a video shop trying to decide what his last film is going to be before he dies, and it's really making me miss Blockbuster. Oh, there's a spider. It's one of the hangy ones, but it's like not hanging from anything. I'm just gonna go get someone to save me.
Everyone's a feminist until there is a spider around.
I want to pause the reading. Ooh. I put my phone down and it shook the spider. That sneaky little bugger is right behind my bed. Yuck, gross. So there was no one to save me from the spider. So now we're downstairs. And we've left the spider upstairs. It can have a lovely life there, and I'll sleep downstairs if nobody comes and saves me later. It is now 8:30 exactly, and we're about to start the timer again. Off we go. This book is so interesting, and also a little bit depressing. So we've gotten rid of clocks, and he's having a bit of a mare. But then he says, human beings went to the trouble of inventing rules that imposed limits on their lives, boxing them up into hours, days, and years. And then they invented clocks to make time's rule over us even more precise. And here I am, doing a 24-hour reading challenge, making sure that I'm reading for every minute of those 24 hours. Being like, damn, time's rule over me is pretty crazy. Being ruled over by time, which is a man-made phenomenon. Is that the right word? In the words of Bo Burnham, time is relative. Tomorrow doesn't exist.
makes any more depressing.
Human beings exchange their freedom for the sense of security that comes from living by rules and routines, despite knowing that costs them their freedom. Despite knowing that costs them their freedom. Doggy's come to sit with me. Pip! Pip! He knows that I'm filming. He hates it. Oh, but he hates it too.
My best friend called me, so I got distracted. It's 20 to 11. Hi, doggy. It's 20 to 11, and we're about to be at about 4 hours. Not far off the end though. About 30 pages-ish.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm struggling to stay awake. And seeing the dogs passed out like that, it's really making me want to join them and have a nap. Well, they've got 10 pages left though, so I think maybe I'll have like a little bit of a break. Not very long, because obviously every time I have a break, the time gets added on, and then we'll choose a new book. I did it! Finished If Cats Disappeared from the World. Ooh, almost bang on 5 hours. 5 hours and it's 10 to 12. Hi, ducky. He keeps trying to eat my thumb. I think he thinks it's food. It's not food, it's poorly. I feel like I'm gonna fall asleep any second, so I can't stop reading another book just yet. I need a little bit of a break. Not too long though. Not too long. So that I don't have to add the time on tomorrow morning at the end of the 24 hours. I still sound so tired. Oh, kitty! You see him? He's gone. Oh, I hit myself in the face. The only thing I have to say is call your mom, dad, grandparents, whoever you have. Tell them you love them and appreciate the people that you've got with you while you've got them. And animals. Okay? Okay. I'm gonna have a little breakdown. I will come back to you when I've chosen a new book to read.
So that was a fucking lie.
Guys, okay, so before I had my break, I decided to go and have a look at what books I could find to read next. And, sorry, the dog's pottering about. Are you coming up here? You can come up here if you want. He's saying hi. So, he's so cute. Yeah, so I was looking and I really wanted to read Six of Crows because I've been wanting to read that for ages. But the thing is, that is going to take me, I calculated it, it's probably going to take me about 15 hours. So I've used up 5 hours, that would take me to 20 hours, and then basically you would just get like 3 books in one video. You know, while that's still reading for 24 hours, bit boring for you guys. So I had another look. This is not on my list of books that I was planning to read at all today, because yesterday I just happened to walk into a charity shop because it was raining and I needed an umbrella. I saw in the charity shop they had £1 mystery books. I had to get one, obviously, and I was like, which one draws me most? So I picked up the first one and put it down, and then I was like, but what if another one draws me more? So I went back over, I picked up a couple of others and they were both hardback, and I was like, nope, the original one, I'm sticking with the original. I opened it and this is the book that I picked, Hydra by Matt Wesolowski, I'm sorry. Okay, so this is what it says on the front cover. A family massacre, a deluded murderess, 5 witnesses, 6 stories, which one is true? Already sounds quite interesting, and I thought maybe I need something a bit spooky to like keep me awake. I can't even talk out loud. I was so scared. During this daytime
stint, is that the right word? I think I've used stint for 2 things today, and one of them was this, and I think neither of them may be right. So I was reading the blurb thinking, I probably won't actually go for this one. I'll probably end up going for a different book. But I got to the end. It started talking about a guy with a podcast, and I was like, I don't need another guy with a podcast. Boring. But then his podcast, I think, is like about the supernatural. My favourite podcast is And That's Why We Drink. And if you haven't listened to it and you listen to podcasts, you should listen to it because it's so good. Basically, one of them drinks wine, the other drinks milkshakes, and then they talk about, one of them has a crime story, like a true crime, and the other one has a paranormal story. And once a month they do listeners' stories. It's all very me as a podcast. Anyway, one of my favourite stories that they cover are the black-eyed kids. I still freak out every time I hear the doorbell ring in case it's a black-eyed kid. You can look up Black-Eyed Kids, or you can listen to their podcast. I'll put up the 2 episodes that they cover the BEK, as they call them, in. But yeah, this book includes the Black-Eyed Kids. So now I feel like I have to read it. As he unpicks the stories, he finds himself thrust into a world of deadly forbidden games, online trolls, and the mysterious black-eyed kids whose presence seems to extend far beyond the delusions of a murderess. It sounds like this is fiction based in like true paranormal stories that people have actually experienced. Very exciting. So now I am actually going to have that little break, but this is going to be my next book. Dude, look how many pages of reviews this book has. Double-sided. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 pages, and look how tiny like the reviews are. That's all just like reviews that you would normally see on the back of the book. And they've got them on the back of the book too. Okay, we get that he's got praise, but that's a little bit much. And I've just read that there's a twist. It's fine, there's always going to be a twist in a book like this. I've not really ruined anything for myself, but whenever I hear that something's got a twist, I always just think about that one IT Crowd episode.
Anyway, at the end, there's a very unusual twist. Oh! Oh no! Oh no, I know there's a twist! I'm going to spend the whole film guessing what it is! Damn you, Dominator!
Let's try and forget that there's a twist.
Oh, how can you forget there's a twist?
But now I know that there's a twist. Now I'm going to be sat here thinking about what the twist is. That was not his accent at all. 10 pages in, and I'm starting the book.
Look at my poor thumb. If this is broken, I'm not going to be very happy about it. Anyway, I'm having to listen to the audiobook for this. Not that I'm having to, but like I couldn't really focus. And as I got further in, and there was like 3 people talking because so this was being read by like a newsreader. Then this is Arla, who's like the girl that they're interviewing, and then there's the interviewer who's here. It's a bit confusing to like get all of the voices straight in your head when you're reading it, and because it's like set out like a podcast, I feel like listening to the audiobook kind of makes a bit more sense. It's a bit annoying though that the narrator of the book sounds like he's AI, but all of the other like voice actors, they're actually really good. So why didn't they just like choose a better actual narrator? I don't know. I'm actually kind of enjoying the way that it's set out at the minute. It's new, it's different from anything I've ever read or listened to before, so let's keep going. And don't you dare say that listening to an audiobook is cheating. I'm reading along. The thing about this book so far is I can't imagine reading it without an audiobook because it's meant to be a podcast, so it feels wrong to read it. It's a bit like reading in a play instead of watching it, but because there's so many different voices and it doesn't really specify who's who, because you've got like italics for the narrator and normal writing for every guest. Sometimes you'll leave it until after they've started talking to introduce them, so it's a bit confusing. So yeah, I'm glad that I'm listening to it, but I can't imagine it being enjoyed just by reading it. The other thing I wanted to say at 6 hours in is I like that
this character, the main girl, basically she's like being investigated in this podcast, interviewed, and I think she's from Manchester. So in the audiobook she's got like a Mancunian accent, and also visits like places that I visit on holiday, like Scarborough and Cleethorpes, and it's just nice to hear, like, I don't think I've ever read a book where the character's from around where I'm from, so that's cool too. The audiobook says I've got about 8 hours left of it, so what I might do is, like, halfway through that I might change it up and read for a bit so that I can save the audiobook for later in the night when I'm struggling. But we'll see, because if I'm a bit bright. That's never been said before. But we'll see, because if I just keep listening to the audiobook now, it's gonna take me until like 9 o'clock. And that's like a good chunk done. That'll be about, how many hours? For 6 hours, add 7, 13. 13 of 24 hours. Oh my gosh. Why is one day so long? This is why I don't get up in the morning. I wake up in the afternoon and then I don't have to worry about how long days are. I'm already tired. I was already tired within the first 2 hours. Oops, my alarm has come off. And that may be because I had 4 hours sleep, but that's not my fault. I don't know whose fault it is, but when I find them, I will tell them off for you. For me. I'm already delirious, help.
I'm halfway through and trying not to fall asleep. Oh my god.
Hi Dottie. I've made it to halfway through Hydra. Very much enjoying it. I'm not gonna lie, I was starting to doze off already. And it's, hold on. Oh, Pip, get out of the way. So, to wake myself up, because it's literally 5:45. How am I so sleepy? I'm going to find another book to, like, you know, keep it interesting. There's a tale in. I'm gonna find another book. I'm gonna change my outfit into something a bit more comfy, which is kind of the opposite of what I should be doing, but I don't care. I want to feel comfy. And yeah, I'm gonna find something easier for me to read so that I'm not doing the audiobook anymore, because that was sending me to sleep a little bit. And I will come back to that later in the video. How have I only done, how long have I done? How have I only done 9.5 hours? I mean, I was tired when I started this, and now, to be fair, I don't normally get this many hours in a day, so that's probably why. Alright, I'll see you upstairs. Right, so the spider's gone. Like it's been taken out of the room, it's not just run off. And I've changed. Ha! Look at the size of my thumb. This book is so interesting so far. It does really feel like listening to that podcast I was talking about earlier, because basically this guy's kind of made up his own true crime, and it's like investigating it in a podcast setting. It's really interesting, and it's based in truth. I don't think the actual story is based in truth, but obviously the Black Eyed Kids are actual stories, and it takes you down a kind of paranormal route, but also like a psychological route. I was kind of excited for it to go down the more paranormal route and it be like, oh, actually Black Eyed Kids are real. I don't know, I'm only halfway through, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna just be she's right to be in a mental hospital, which I don't really like as much. I mean, maybe they'll leave it up to interpretation, because he's kind of said the whole time he's just going to give us all the facts and then we can decide. But I kind of want to believe that she's right and she's not gone mad. So we'll see though. We'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, there is one piece of literature that I've been meaning
to carry on reading. Did you guess? Don't turn off because you've seen this, okay? I was a One Piece hater too, and I still am a little bit of the anime because it's so loud, but reading it, I can control the volume in my head. In my head. I did already start this omnibus one, but I've forgotten what happened. So I'm just gonna start it again because I didn't get very far in. I got this far in, and manga's quite quick to read. So I'm just gonna start this whole omnibus one again. I won't jabber on about what goes on because I know that you've got someone in your life who will not shut up about One Piece, and I'm not about to be that person because I've been there with that person, and it makes you not want to be around anything. As soon as you see One Piece, you're like, ugh. As soon as you read the words One Piece in a book, you're like, ugh, please, I don't want to be thinking about it. You know, like when somebody tells you to read something, someone tells you to watch something, and it immediately makes you not want to watch it. That was me with One Piece, with all of it. But then, I hate to say this, and I may have said it before, I watched the Netflix version, and I loved it so much. And that is why I picked up the books, because I did try the anime, I just couldn't do it. It was so noisy, it was so loud. That is my only problem with it, really. And the noises, I don't know, there was just something that I just didn't enjoy about it. But reading it, I love it. I love reading it. I've only read the first 3 though, so I don't really know how good it gets, I guess. Plus, I think it's way quicker reading it than watching it because you don't have all the filler arcs and stuff, and you only get like the important bits. Keeping up with the characters, that's not going to be easy. I will move on from one volume to the next and forget all of the characters from the last volume if they're not in the next one. I'm really bad with the names in real life. I'm bad with names of characters. I can remember actors' names not too badly, but yeah, this is gonna be a lot. Anyway, I best get this timer back on because, oh boy, it's 6 o'clock and we're only at 9.5 hours. Begin.
Alfred Butler with 2 T's.
You mean Alfred D. Butler with 2 T's?
Hello again. I am basically halfway through this monster. Look at the time. I'm almost halfway through the 24-hour challenge. You would think that would feel really good to say, but to be honest, I can't believe that I'm only halfway through. This was definitely a good choice though, because well, obviously I haven't fallen asleep and I've just been reading absolutely non-stop. So I think, I'm not really sure. Ooh, it just hit. I've stopped. So that half has taken me about 2.5 hours. I'll read the other half for another 2.5 hours, which will take us to 14.5 hours. And then I will finish Hydra, which has 5 hours left on it, which will take us to 19.5 hours. And then we'll have another 4.5 hours to fill with something. Although I have a feeling at that point, because that will be the daytime tomorrow, because I kept having to stop the timer for like talking to you and eating food and stuff. So I'll probably not be done until like 8 or 9 tomorrow morning. So if I end up like doing 20 hours, having a quick nap, and then doing 4 hours, we'll see if I have to do that. But forgive me, because I really wanted to do like completely 24 hours without sleeping in between, but I didn't take into account the fact that I would have to be like stopping the timer. And also, I only got 4 hours sleep last night. I was a bit worried that I wasn't going to be able to get back into One Piece after it was like last year that I started reading it. And I don't really know why I stopped. I think I just kept getting distracted by other books that I had to read. It was never that I wanted to stop. I was just kind of worried that I wasn't in the same mindset as I was when I first started it, because I was super excited about it, mostly because of Boogie the Clown. And obviously he's not in this. Although he kind of is. Wait, let me see if I can find him. Oh, I'll film it later and put it here. But yeah, he was in it like for a couple of panels, and I was like, he didn't forget about Boogie. It's fine. He's still here in spirit. The last thing I will say before I start talking about One Piece and annoying most people watching this, my favourite characters are Zoro and Boogie. I feel like if you know me, that will surprise no one. I relate to Zoro quite a lot because swords are cool and I get lost all the time. But I always end up finding where I need to be by accident. So basically we're the same guy.
What makes you think I'd want to play pirates with you?
I was a bit worried that I was getting like super tired and I wasn't going to be able to do this. When I was listening to the audiobook and starting to doze off a bit, I was reading along, but I was like, I don't really have to look at the page right now because they're telling it to me, you know? But this is keeping me entertained. I don't know if it really counts as like a book. It counts, shut up, it counts. I'm still reading, it's still a book. If you've got a problem with it, shut up. I'm reading for 24 hours, okay? You gotta give me some, like, what's the word? Cut me some slack, you know? Okay, seriously the last thing that I'm gonna say, okay? This feels like such a comfort read, and I know that I felt that last time when I was reading the first omnibus volumes, but I'm glad that like, comfort feeling held up from last time. Anyway, I'm gonna stop yapping and I'm gonna carry on. The timer is back on. Look who showed up. Look at him. He's so sweet. He's definitely not a murderous clown or anything. He's so sweet. He's just a cutie pie.
I killed a little shit myself.
He could do no wrong.
Chop chop! Get it!
He's just a silly little guy. Look at his little face. You're gonna look at me and you're gonna look at him and you're gonna tell me that I'm wrong.
You're gonna look at me and you're gonna tell me that I'm wrong? Am I wrong? It's my favorite she wore a crown and she came down in a bubble, dog!
It's hour 13 and I've gotten to volume 6, so I'm gonna save this last volume for when I'm no longer functioning, considering I've still got 11 hours to go. I kind of want to start another book, but I'm not going to because I feel kind of dumb that I've only finished 1, 2/3 and half of a book. Did that make any sense? I feel bad that I haven't finished more than one book, so I'm gonna finish this one now. Hopefully, oh my gosh, it's gonna take 5 hours though. I'll do my best not to fall asleep. In 5 hours it'll be 4 in the morning. Why am I doing this to myself? We're gonna ignore the fact that hay fever is making me look high right now, okay? If I was high, this would be a lot easier. I don't want to read this for another 5 hours. It's not that it's a bad book. It's just like the same book taking me to 4 in the morning, kind of. I really don't want to do it. I'm gonna have to though, because the longer I put this off, like starting it, the later I'm gonna have to stay up. I'm gonna suffer tomorrow. Okay, I'm gonna have to do at least like 2, maybe 3 hours of it, and then have like a break with maybe One Piece, and then do another 2 hours, like the last 2 hours, something like that. I'll keep you updated, and I'll do my best not to fall asleep on you. If I'm going to sleep, I will tell you. Also, my thumb's doing a little bit better, but it's still fat. Look at that. It's like double the size. Crazy. And still purple, but it's doing better. I feel like Tom Thumb.
Don't you know I'm dead inside?
Staying awake. Why am I so tired? Oh yeah, because I got up at 5 in the morning on 4 hours of sleep. That's why I'm so tired at 11 o'clock. Never mind, I've started listening and reading it again, and remembered that it's just like listening to my murder podcast, so it doesn't feel like I'm having to try too hard, which is it's good. But I am gonna scare myself because I didn't realise it was gonna get spooky, and now it's a little bit spooky, and I'm alone, and it's dark, and everyone's gone to bed, and I don't trust this door being right behind me. Guys, I'm hearing noises coming from the kitchen and I'm scared. Why have we, oh gosh, there's a moth. Why have we got to be doing about the BK? Because like, that's literally the paranormal story that genuinely scares me. Why has it got to be that? Why am I doing this to myself? I mean, it's keeping me awake because I'm so scared. It's so silent. I also think I just covered up the mic that whole time, so I'm sorry if I was like underwater. Okay, hopefully I survive. Hopefully you hear from me again.
I don't know if you can see how many times it says BEK on this page, but it is many times, and I wish he would stop saying it, because every time he says it, it sends a shiver down my spine. I can't deal with this. Why am I like, why am I doing this in the middle of the night? This was just not a good idea. They genuinely terrify me so much.
Hi, I'm still scared. We've moved on from BK and we've moved on to something that I also found creepy, which is the elevator game and some of the like disappearances of real people that went along with it, and I'm a bit scared. Why am I doing this? I've got to do this for another 3.5 hours. I've put it on ×2 speed so it'll be over a bit quicker. But I keep hearing noises and it's freaking me out.
16 paranoia-filled days later.
Guys, I've freaked myself out too much. I'm gonna have to go upstairs because I can't even talk out loud. I was so scared. Did anyone ever used to listen to like the Magnus Archives to scare themselves in the middle of the night? Because if you did, you're the same kind of weird as me, and that's how this feels. Okay, I'm going upstairs and you're gonna come with me because I'm scared. I'll come back down when the sun's up, which will literally be in like 3 hours. When I've finished with this scary section, I'll come back downstairs. I've scared myself so much I'm gonna have to shut all of my blinds. I just saw a mirror ball down there. I don't know how a mirror ball got there, but I thought it was eyes looking at me. Oh my gosh. It's so silent and I have such an overactive imagination. It's not even 3 a.m. Normally it's 3 a.m. when I get this freaked out. It's 10 more hours to go. Ew, I look a state. Hold on. Guys, I'm freaking scared. I don't know why you're upside down. We're almost at 15 hours. It's midnight. That means that we are due to finish at around 10 to 11 in the morning. Not 10 to 11, 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. Thank you for being here to keep away the creepies. I'm gonna go back to listening to the scary story for another 3 hours now. Wish me luck. I'm gonna need it. Anthony's chapter is so boring. I'm falling asleep. I missed when I was scared and I wasn't fighting sleep. There's a moth about to fall on my head. A daddy longlegs that I just tried to whack and then it flew off. I didn't want to kill it, but I'm not brave enough to carry it. And I haven't got anything to catch it in. I'm so tired. I keep dozing off, like, for 2 seconds and then, like, shaking my head awake. I think I'm gonna go and try and sit up, because I can't fall asleep sat up, right? Yeah, that chapter is so boring. That book keeps being, like, so good. It's like listening to a podcast about true crime. It's so fun. I did not care about this guy. He was just complaining about his weight the whole time. And I mean, fair, but he was rambling on. And I was falling asleep. Oh! I fixed the lighting. One Piece is the only thing that can save me right now to keep me awake. I think it's because I've been listening to the audiobook. That's how I get to sleep, is listening to people read. I'm gonna finish reading this, and hopefully when I finish reading this, I'll be awake enough for the last 2 hours of the audiobook, and it'll probably be light downstairs. Sorry, I keep rubbing my eyes. And I'll be less likely to fall asleep downstairs than I am in my bed. My eyes are fighting right now. This does not normally happen. I could stay awake for 24 hours if I stayed up for 60 hours to do my uni stuff at the end of the year. God knows how I managed that. I can stay awake. I think I just can't read for this long. Getting up at 5 in the morning on 4 hours sleep is probably also not helpful. Right, 9 hours. 9 hours left. We've got this. Please give me some moral support right now. If you believe in me, I'll get to the 24 hours with no sleep. Sleep is for the weak. I am not weak. I am a little bit weak. Anyway, whatever. I'm reading now. Guys, I like a new One Piece character. It's Sanji. Here he is. Definitely not, because he's just another angry boy. Is my voice okay? That likes sarcasm. What's this fly doing in my soup? It's hard to tell, but it appears to be the backstroke. That was hard to read backwards. And then he got offended, so he just went... Just exploded a dickhead's face, as you do. I have a plan. It's not a wonderful plan, but it's a plan nonetheless. I finished this, which will be around 1.5 to 2 hours. I finished the other book, the one with the audio book and reading. Oh, got deja vu. And the deja vu is not leaving. I finished the other one, which is 2 hours-ish, which brings me to 4 hours-ish. And then I should have 5 hours left. Oh my gosh, what is my password? We're on about 16 hours. Well, let me pause that. 8. What did I just say? Yeah, so this should take me 4 hours. So then I might have a nap and then read one more book for those last 4 hours. Because to go from like reading one book a month to reading non-stop for 20 hours, I need you to be proud of me for still being here. You're doing great, sweetie. Like, against all odds, broken thumb, hay fever, attacked by spiders twice, there's a moth, and I'm still here. Just. Okay, I'm going back to reading. She is me. I am her. I have nothing more to say. Never mind, it is the next page, and he's singing with heart eyes. I've lost all respect. What is this? I prefer Zoro anyhow. Look at this guy, he's so cool. I cannot physically do it. I have 100 pages left and my brain is not taking anything in. We made it to 16 hours and 20 minutes and I'm absolutely dying. So, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to sleep. But I won't sleep for long
because we still got 8 hours left. Bloody hell, this is going to be a long one. But I'm excited to read more. I'm excited to get through more books, but I'm going to get through them so slowly and I'm going to get through less if I don't sleep. So I'm going to sleep 8 hours. Oh, I can't do maths. Oh, it's 222. Cute. Do I make a wish or something? I'm not telling you my wish. Oh my gosh. Why won't come true? Okay, so I'm thinking 5 hours sleep. I get up at 7 and read until 7 at 6. 30. Read until 1 o'clock. Whose idea was this? Alright, dude, I'm so sorry. I'm suffering. I've gotten through this quite well. I just can't do any more. And I want to actually enjoy it. So I'm sorry, I gotta be a loser and go to sleep. Maybe someday in the future I'll be able to actually get through 24 hours. This is proving a lot harder than I expected it to. My eyes are like tearing up. I can't believe that I'm like this at 2:30 in the morning. This is so embarrassing. I'll see you in 5 hours. Okay, good night.
Tomorrow.
Hi sisters. It's 7 a.m. Feeling relaxed and renewed. Whoa. It's sunny. It's giving sun. It's 7:30 in the morning. Let's get back to reading. I can't believe I've got so much time left. Just as I felt like I was about to doze off, I finished. I've never been so tired. I'm gonna get a cup of tea and I'm gonna finish Hydra. I got somewhere around 160, I think. 170, 180. But I was falling asleep to this one guy who was just like, he was moaning about school days for like a lot of it. And it was kind of boring because like the rest of it's all been kind of like paranormal stuff. And it was keeping me awake because it was spooky. And then we go to this guy who was like, secondary school was so hard for me. And like, it was hard for everyone. Get over it, dude. So this is where we're at now. 17 hours. I've got 2 hours-ish left in this book, which will take us to 19 hours. And then we get to choose another book to read, which is always exciting. I love starting books. I love finishing books. I love sleep. I'll sleep when I'm dead. What's that song? Unless I have something to say, I'll come back when I've finished listening and reading Hydra. Just before I go though, if you like paranormal or true crime books or podcasts, I definitely recommend. But if it was me, I would get the audiobook. I don't know what it reads like without the audiobook, but it's definitely, it gives you a lot more creepy vibes, I think, if you are listening to it, especially because I feel like it could be a bit jarring trying to work out who's speaking when if you're not listening to like the 6 voice actors. But other than them making a bit clearer who's talking, I think this is written really well. Ignoring the boring chapter that I'm in at the minute, but I'm sure it's important because the character's been brought up many times, this Anthony guy. So anyway, sorry for rambling.
I'm rambling, aren't I?
I will do my best not to fall asleep. I've slept now, so I should be fine. There's something about reading that just like makes me want to sleep, which is not the best for this challenge. And no more manga, so anyone who's gonna claim that this isn't actually reading, shut up. Alright, see you in a bit.
One debt to society later.
Finished. And just 1 minute off of 20 hours. I think this was such a good book, and I'm so glad that I randomly chose it from the charity shop. Like this was £1. I wasn't expecting a lot, so I definitely think you should read it if you're into like true crime, paranormal podcasts, that kind of thing. Yeah, it was really cool, and the ending was good. I'm gonna get a cup of tea and wake up a bit, and then we'll find the final book that we will read for the last 4 hours. I'm never doing this again.
1 pair of pants later.
1 minute. I gotta watch my daily Leo sketchy. Okay, I'm very excited.
Look what I got.
So this is gonna take me like 15 hours to read. I'm not gonna finish it in this video. But I'm so excited to read it that I'm gonna start it. I don't care. I'm starting it. I'm gonna read this for 4 hours. And if you wanna see my review of it, then you'll have to add me on Goodreads. Look how pretty she is. She's so sparkly. And sprayed edges. I usually hate reading. Full stop. Sorry, I got mango in my teeth. I usually hate reading hardback books because I find them like harder to hold. Like they're kind of tricky to hold. And I thought I bent the spine, then it's just the inside spine. I feel like this one doesn't feel too difficult. I think it's just like smaller, like A5 ones that I don't like being hardback. But this one kind of makes me feel like a wizard, like I'm about to cast some spells. So it's 4 minutes past 12. It's Wednesday, my dudes. And we have 4 more hours left. Let's go. I'm working late, 'cause I'm a singer. Yikes. Just appreciate the map.
If there's a place you gotta go, I'm the one you need to know. I'm the map.
I love a map.
I'm the map, I'm the map.
We need more maps in books, more illustrations in adult books, more letters by the characters. We need more cool things in books, and family trees help. Okay, so I just realised that Shadow and Bone is the first one, not Six of Crows. But I've seen the series Shadow and Bone, and I kind of only care about the crows. So I'm just gonna keep reading it. And if it makes a difference that I haven't read the first one, not my fault, I didn't know. No one warned me. I'm working late, 'cause I'm a singer. Can you see it? Oh, you're gonna sit there while I read. You're getting in the way there. Okay. Why did you look so sad? What's the matter?
I fell asleep again. Well, I woke up because I dreamed that I couldn't breathe and I was dying, but I was just kind of choosing not to be able to breathe. So weird. And then I panicked that I was actually gonna die, so I woke up. This is why I don't nap. I hate naps. I don't even know, how long was I out for? Don't worry, I stopped the timer, because I felt myself drifting and I was like, oh, I'll have a little break.
You know, like a liar.
I think I was out for about half an hour. This is the timer now. 21,
You stupid.
35, 2.5 hours. So now it's like 4:45 that I'll be finishing this. Well, you ever seen a 24-hour challenge where someone's taken 2 days? Whoops. It's my fault for getting cozy under the Nightmare Before Christmas blanket and for reading a bedtime story. So far, this is really good though. I'm really enjoying it. The characters are so fun and easy to read, and even though there's like quite a few that you get introduced to, it's not too overwhelming. Okay, I'll not go back to sleep again. I will actually get this read. 2.5 hours. Go! A package has just arrived. Oddly book-shaped.
Ouch, broken thumb. Ah. Secondhand Stanislavski. He's got a little purple sticker, how cute. No other writing in it though. An actor prepares. Alright, I am actually going back to reading now. "24 hours is up. I did it! Did it! 24 hours is done." I can't believe I actually did it. Like, I've been only getting through one book per month recently. I've been really struggling with a lot of things, but reading is one of them. Definitely made worse by other things going on. Pippin, do you mind? Pip! Stop whining! Stop whining! Pip! Shut up! And here are all of the books. Every time I open my mouth! Cheeky sod. Here are all of the books that I managed to get through. So we had If Cats Disappeared from the World, One Piece, Hydra, and 100 pages. Pippin, be quiet. Come here. Come. I think someone's coming home. And about 100 pages of Six of Crows. There's a man at the door. I can't pretend I'm not in because there's a dog. Never mind, my mum is home with the other dog. That's why he's having a mare. I'm so proud of... Pip! Oh my goodness. I've got to film this quickly now because the dogs are in the garden. So, here are all of the stars that I'm giving to each of the books. I'm so proud of myself for getting through all of these in one day. I'm going to throw up some statistics.
Yep, statistics. Yep.
For like how many pages and stuff that I've read. I'm going to take a well-earned nap. Bye. Oh. Ah! I've changed. Ha. Oh, my broken thumb. Ouch, broken thumb. Insert Tom Thumb from the Puss in Boots film. Alright, so the spider is gone. What the hell is she doing? That's what editing me is thinking. Hi sisters. I'm so tired. True crime and podcasts, true crime